Remember kids, happy Sunday. Today's lesson is all about friends, specifically Jesus' friends. And even though these days it's a little challenging to stay connected with our friends, having friends is a great blessing. It can also be difficult to maintain close friendships with many people, so we often have smaller groups of very close friends. Today we're going to hear about when Jesus chose some people to be his closest friends and followers. Enjoy the video.
Jesus' ministry had begun. He traveled around preaching about God and telling people to turn away from their sins. People started talking about Jesus and the things he was teaching. They were interested in what Jesus had to say. Large crowds followed Jesus around and listened to him teach. One day, Jesus was walking along the Sea of Galilee. He saw two brothers, Simon, who was called Peter, and Andrew. Peter and Andrew were fishermen. Jesus called out to them, "Follow me, and I will teach you to fish for people." Right away, Peter and Andrew dropped their nets and followed Jesus. Later, he saw two more brothers. Their names were James and John. They were in a boat, fixing nets with their father, Zebedee. Jesus called out to them, and right away they got up, left their father and the boat, and followed Jesus. Jesus went on and saw a man named Matthew, who was also called Levi. Matthew was sitting at the tax office. Matthew was a tax collector. Many people didn't like tax collectors because tax collectors were unfair. Jesus called out to him, "Follow me." So Matthew got up, left everything behind, and followed Jesus. Matthew had a big feast for Jesus at his house. Many tax collectors and sinners came to eat with Jesus and his disciples. The religious leaders saw this, and they didn't think Jesus should be friends with people who did wrong things. They complained to the disciples, "Why does your teacher eat and drink with tax collectors and sinners?" Jesus heard the religious leaders and said, "People who are healthy don't need a doctor, but people who are sick do. I did not come to invite good people. I came to invite sinners to turn back to God." Later, Jesus gathered his followers together and chose 12 of them to be his disciples. Jesus' apostles would work closely with Jesus and would go out to tell others about him. These are the men Jesus chose: Simon, who was called Peter, Simon's brother Andrew, James and John, who were called the sons of thunder, Philip and Bartholomew, Matthew and Thomas, James and the son of Alphaeus, Thaddeus, Simon the Zealot, and Judas Iscariot. Jesus came to earth to show what God is like and to save people from their sins. This is great news. Jesus told his disciples to tell others about him, and we are Jesus' disciples when we trust in him. Everyone in the world needs to hear the good news about Jesus.
So this unit's big picture question is, why did Jesus become human? And the answer is that Jesus became human to obey his Father's plan to rescue sinners. And Jesus chose some friends to help him with his Father's rescue plan. And what always amazes me is that these friends stopped what they were doing to follow him. They just dropped what they were doing. When Jesus called them, they answered. They were far from perfect, but they obeyed right away. I know this is similar to me because I'm not perfect, but it's really challenging to just be able to just drop everything and follow Jesus. Girls and boys, moms and dads and families, Jesus is calling us today to follow him too. We hope you have a great week. Bye.